Police Department is continuing to investigate 2 shootings and is requesting the public and their assistance with law enforcement regarding these ongoing investigations. At this time, we do not believe the incidents are related. First, I want to extend our condolences to the families of the victims in this weekend's incidents. Any shooting in the city of Lincoln is unacceptable. And when someone succumbs to their injuries, our hearts go out to their family and friends, and our attention focuses on holding those responsible accountable. On Sunday, September 8th at around 1:30 a.m., officers in the downtown area were alerted to a fight in the 100 block of North 11th Street. Upon arrival, officers located 2 men with gunshot wounds, and both of them were tended to, despite life-saving measures by officers and personnel from Lincoln Fire and Rescue. 24-year-old Savion Hopkins from Lincoln passed away just a few hours after being transported. A Lincoln man in his 40s is also considered stable with non-life-threatening injuries in the shooting. Our criminal investigations unit has been working around the clock since this shooting happened, interviewing witnesses, attempting to locate video, and building a suspect description. This investigation is active and ongoing. The Lincoln Police request anyone with information, especially video recordings of this incident, come forward, contact the non-emergency number at 441-6000. You can also remain anonymous by contacting Crime Stoppers at 475-3600. I also want to share details about another shooting that occurred 2 hours earlier on Saturday, September 7th at around 11:30 p.m. Officers were dispatched to 33rd and Holdridge regarding gunfire. Upon arrival, they located one 20-year-old Lincoln woman that had sustained gunshot wounds to the back. Lincoln Fire and Rescue personnel transported her to an area hospital where her condition is reported as stable currently. We are currently seeking a suspect as part of this active investigation, and it is ongoing. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact us. And with that, I will open it up to any questions on either of those shootings.
Do you know the Hopkins shooting, what happened? Was it football-related shooting, or what happened?
Well, what we know, there was a pretty good fight outside of a bar there in the area of Otopi, North 11th on the east side. And then many fights broke out, and it was, a little bit of a time after that, maybe 20, 30, 40 seconds, that gunfire erupted.
Was the aggressor of the fight the person who's believed to have done the shooting?
We don't know that at this time. We don't know what the fight started about. We don't know everyone that was involved in the fight. And I will say that the public has come forward already since the blotter posts and putting this out, and thank you for all of the media for covering it. We've had some video that we've been able to view, but then in that video I see that there were a lot of people that were running video. So we do believe that there's more video out there that will show different vantage points, and we encourage people to share that with us.
Do you have kind of maybe a little bit of a description on possibly on who you're looking for right now based on what you've gotten in for video evidence?
Yes, it's very rough at this time, but the description that we were initially provided is a male, black, 5'7", roughly 25 years of age, wearing a white ski mask, blue hooded sweatshirt, and black jeans.
Was Hopkins involved in the fight?
At this time we know that he was out in the area. I don't know if he was actively involved in the fight, and certainly interviews with witnesses and extra video that might be shared with us will help paint a picture of that.
Do we know how many shots were fired?
I don't know how many shots were fired. There were at least a couple on that particular shooting.
And I'm not sure if it was clarifying the earlier question, with it possibly being football related, is there any sort of coordination with outside deputies if this person may have left to go back somewhere else?
I have nothing to suggest that it's football related.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people downtown. Obviously the football game was what most people came into town for. It's not a good look for the city of Lincoln when we have a lot of out-of-town people staying at hotels, and we've got crime scene tape, up from about 1:30. I think we finally released the scene at around noon that day. So our goal is to bring this case to a logical conclusion and hold the person responsible accountable.
Was Hopkins and the 4-year-old man, are they familiar with each other? Were they there together?
I don't know that right now. And I guess I'll elaborate that we do have an injury that Hopkins succumbed to. I believe it was a shot to the chest. The 40-year-old male had like a laceration to the calf. I think it was his left calf. Uncertain if that's going to be a bullet graze or shrapnel or some other manner.
Was police sent to that location before the shooting at any point?
We were in the area handling a variety of different disturbances, and so right now part of the investigation is anyone that would have called in, on the fight. We'd like to talk to everyone that was there.
But police wasn't on scene before the shooting?
We were in the area, but not on that scene.
Okay.
To the 33rd and Holdridge situation, do you have a suspect description on that case at this time?
Yes. We have a person of interest, but the description that was provided is male, 6'1", 180 pounds, black, wearing all black clothing and a face mask.
Did he have a weapon with him?
Yeah, rifle.
On the 11th Street shooting, was there a caliber of casings found?
We know what that is, but we're not disclosing that right now.
Is the woman still stable at Last Jack over on 33rd Street?
She is.
Holdridge. The suspect, do we know, there seemed to be another car at the scene. Is that car believed to be the suspect's car?
Possibly. We know that we had one vehicle that was struck by gunfire. That's the vehicle that the victim was in. And then we also had another vehicle that we were trying to track down. Yes.
Is that shooting targeted at all?
I believe it is.
Has police spoken with the victims of that shooting about if they believe the person with the shooting was familiar with him at all?
We attempted interviews with the victim and a variety of other people. Again, we believe it's a targeted shooting. We do have a suspect that we're not willing to name yet, but we are currently seeking one person of interest in that case.
Hopkins is originally from Lincoln, or is
He has a Lincoln address,
He's from
yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Do we know the amount of shots that were fired for the Holdridge shot?
There were, to my knowledge right now, there were at least 17 rifle casings that were found at the scene there at 33rd Holdridge.
Rifle casings, what kind of, is that like a certain caliber, or is rifle casings like its own?
I'm just going to say rifle case. It's a high-powered rifle. Again, any gunshots in the city of Lincoln is unacceptable, and we are working around the clock to put a close to all of these shootings that have happened.
Is there any additional information on the
The
shooting?
PBA concert.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. Still attempting to determine, the person responsible for that. We do have some video. Again, I will make a plea, anyone that has additional information, especially video, to share it. I think this does highlight, we would like to prevent all these cases, but when they do happen, the more video, public safety video that we have out there, it just helps us put a closure to this case and identify suspects a little more rapidly.
And is that shooting believed to be connected to any of these?
Not believed to be connected, also believed to be targeted.
That one is believed to be connected.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mold and everything else, and with the ceiling and all that, I think it'll probably be a while. Just from the experiences we've had here. So again, I don't know what Mulberry's plans are at this point in time, though. Just glad nobody was injured and we got everybody out and they are safe.
What kind of does this have to be investigated by anybody or not really? Is this just a maintenance thing?
It's more, you know, sometimes bad luck just hits and pipes break,
Right.
and that's what happened. I do know the Mulberry, the building's been there a long time and is older. Okay. We did the drive silver or get pulled over saturated patrol from August 16th to the September 1st. Deputies involved in the saturation contacted 220 vehicles, had 141 official citations and 195 warning and defects, and 10 criminal arrests were made, and 3 people were arrested with outstanding warrants. We did get 4 driving while intoxicated and 8 for driving during suspension. Also got 1 individual for texting and driving and no seatbelts. And you know those are secondary offenses, so they were watching, the deputies were watching really close. The deputies who were on duty during that time period also arrested 11 for driving under influence and 13 for driving during suspension. So we were busy and they did a good job. I want to thank the Nebraska Department of Transportation Highway Safety Office for allowing us to do that and giving us the grant. Do you have any questions? All right. You guys have a great Monday.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Hey,